Hi everyone! Welcome to Chapter 1 of my Creative Beginner Guitar course. Excited for the journey and stoked to have you! At the end of this free 8-part course, you will be able to read music, groove with it, and most importantly, make your own. This is everything I learned from teaching for the last 15 years, concentrated into 8 short lessons that teach you everything you need to know as a beginner, in a fun and efficient way. Every beginner struggles. Sore fingers, buzzing strings, not knowing what to practice. But every confident guitarist started exactly where you are, in lesson 1. And today you take the same first important step they did. If you just got your first guitar and don't know where to start, this is it. If you tried before and it didn't work out but you keep thinking about it, this is your chance. If you're not sure if lessons are worth it or the instrument, give this a shot. No strings attached, except on the guitar. Worst case, you learned about how to rock. Best case, you actually rock. Today, you will learn about the parts of the guitar, how to read music, try out 1 or 2 fun games, and play your first song. Grab your guitar, make sure it's tuned, and be ready to play along. Let's jump right in. Part 1. Know your guitar. Let's look at the different parts of a guitar. First up, you got the headstock. This is the top part of the guitar. It has 6 tuners, 1 for each string. Then we have the neck. This is the long part that comes right after the headstock. On the front of the neck, you have the fretboard. Here's where the magic happens. The little metal bars are called fret wires. And the spaces in between those fret wires are called frets. You press down on frets to play notes. Now, take a guess. What comes after the headstock and the neck? That's right, the body. If you have an electric guitar, it will have pickups. These act like microphones and make your sound louder when plugged into an amp. Electric guitars also have volume and tone knobs. Volume knobs change how loud the sound is. And tone knobs adjust how bright or deep your guitar sounds. Acoustic guitars have a hollow body and a sound hole. They don't need an amp but can be plugged in most cases. After the pickups or the sound hole, at the end of the strings, we have the bridge. It connects the strings to the body of the guitar. That's it. Now you know the most important parts of the guitar. In the second, you'll learn a trick to memorize your guitar strings forever. You'll actually need it for the song we're going to play. Part 2. String names. Guitars have 6 strings. From thickest to thinnest, their names are E, A, D, G, B, E. That can be a little bit hard to remember, so try this silly phrase. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Say it with me while you pluck each string starting from the top. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. Saying things out loud helps you remember them better. Be brave enough to say what you play, or the knowledge will slip away. If that phrase isn't your style, there are thousands more. How about this one? Every aging dad goes bald eventually. Or even a dusty guitar brings enjoyment. So pick the one that's easiest for you to remember, make up one of your own, or just go with the letters. If you have a different favorite string naming phrase, comment it below. I might use yours in a future video. Part 3. What is tablature? Guitar players use something called tablature, or tab, to read music. Here's how to do it. Each line is 1 string. The bottom line is the thickest string, your low E string. A 0 means to play an open string. A number tells you which fret to press down. It's like looking at the front of your guitar, but upside down. This might be irritating at first, but you will get used to it quickly. It's like looking at the guitar like this. Let's try and read those tabs. So for example, if you see a 3 on the second line from the bottom, press the 3rd fret on the A string. Easy, right? It's like musical paint by numbers. You got this. Pro tip: press near the fret wire, not in the middle, to get a clean sound. Here's close to the fret wire, but the further we go away, the more we risk the danger of buzz. For now, let's try to read a couple of open strings. Try to play this here shown on screen. First, you have the open A string. Then you have the open E string. Then you go back to the open A string, and then one further away from you to the open D string. These notes will come in handy in a little bit when we learn a song. But first, let's make it a little bit more fun with games you can play on the guitar. Part 4. 3 guitar games. I'm going to show you 3 games you can play to get to know your guitar a little bit better. The 3 games are String Sprint, Fretboard Sniper, and Mystery Note. You can play them alone or with friends. You can even combine them. There will be 5 more games in the ebook version of this course. If you play with someone else, the other person calls out a string name and you find it and play it as fast as possible, like A, B. If you play alone, use cards to write down the string names. Turn them upside down, shuffle them, and turn them over one by one to play the string. If you find 10 correct strings, you win the set. Game number 2 is Fretboard Sniper. This time, a position is called like A string, fret 5. Your job is to find the fret and play it as fast as possible. If you want to play it on your own, make another set of cards to write down numbers from 1 to 12. Make 2 piles with the string names and the fret numbers. Turn over 1 card each and play it. If you find 10 correct notes, you win the set. Game number 3 is Mystery Note. You need 2 players or a recording device for this one. Player 1 plays a random note without showing the fretboard, and player 2 has to find the note on their own fretboard by ear. Bonus point if you can name the note. 10 points to win the set. Let's see if we can do something musical with our open string knowledge. Part 5. Songs you can already play. Guess what? You can already play real songs with your open strings. Here are a few examples. Some of these songs are in the ebook version of this course. Download it for free on my website. Link in the description. If you want a more detailed breakdown for any of these songs, let me know in the comments. Now you might ask, wait, these songs usually need more than just open strings. That's right. And here's the secret. A good teacher can make songs fun for any skill level. When I started as a teenager, it was different. Quick story time. Back in the day, music teachers would make beginners wait years before they got to play fun stuff. Drummers started with only 1 snare drum and played it for years. Guitar players were told to play only 1 acoustic for a long time before they touched electric guitars. The same thing happened with songs. Those teachers were gatekeeping fun because they didn't have enough musical knowledge to make it fun for you. Some songs might be too tough for now, but most of them can be played if you're smart enough. A good teacher can take almost any song and adjust it to your skill level. Music can be fun right away. You don't have to wait years. Let's jump in right now. Part 6. Playing 3 Little Birds. Let's learn Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. You only need 3 notes. You can play A on your A string, you can play D on the D string, and you can play E on the low E string. Even better, you don't even need tabs. All you need is a song map. Let's take a look at the song map and see if we can figure out how to read it. What you play is shown in the middle. The count is also shown in the middle. Play each open string on the count of 1, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You always count to 4 before you play your note again. 1, 2, 3, and so on. Try moving your body or tapping your foot to the beat. This helps you feel the groove. On the left side are the parts of the song. On the right side is room for repeats. Let's go through the parts. The intro is easy. You just jam on the A string. You can play it on the count of 1 or on any count, as long as you groove yourself in and get ready. For the chorus, we switch to the D string for the 3rd note. Let's try this chorus one time together. We go 1, 2, ready, play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and we switch to D string. 3, 4, back to A. 2, 3, 4. That's exactly it. You play it 2 times and that's the whole chorus. And the only other part we need is a verse. Here you actually have to pay attention because, as you see on screen, those 2 last notes, they flip. So let's see if we can do this together. I'm gonna count us in again. Get ready. 1, 2, ready, play. A string, 2, 3 to the E string. 2, 3, back to A. We go 2, 3, 4 to the D. And 2nd line to the A. Up to the E again. But this time we skip a string straight to the D. And 1 up to the A. That's it. You're going to repeat those parts later in the song. Because as you can see, that's literally all there is. Just verse, chorus, till the end. The outro is the same as the chorus. It just goes quieter until it's silent. We call this a fade out. Repeat each part until you can play them in one go. Once you know the chorus and the verse, you've got the hardest part behind you. The rest just repeats. Once you feel confident enough, try it out with the song itself. This is your main challenge for the week. Play whole notes first and add more notes to make it more challenging. If you listen on YouTube, you can also change the playback speed and make it easier for you. Remember when we talked about adjusting the song to your skill level? Maybe you don't like the simple open string version and want something more exciting. If you prefer more rock energy and you're already learning chords, you can try it with these power chords. You have an A5, you have a D5, and you have an E5. You can also try these open chords, an A major, a D major, and an E major. If you want to be closer to the original, try these triads here. You have an A, you have a D, and then you have an E. And you get closest to the original if you can add an upbeat, typical for reggae. Make each hit as short as possible and only play the upbeats. Those are the hits in between the numbers. So like 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... You see, if you would have started with the original version, it clearly would be way too difficult. To actually play along with the song though, you only need 3 open strings. Learning a song is a lot about resilience, focus, and being okay with mistakes at first. Be patient. Everyone stumbles at first, but you get better with every step, and soon you will walk and run and eventually fly. That's it for today. You learned about the parts of the guitar, your string names, how to read music, about 3 guitar games, and then how to play your first song. Chapter 2 is next. Learn the musical alphabet and start to let the guitar speak, whisper, or scream whenever you want it. If you had fun, hammer on that subscribe button, hype the video, and leave a comment with a song you want to learn. Stay curious, stay creative. See you soon.